Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblett to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Tyler.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm Peter.
And today we are reviewing my car chase movie for Car Chase May, The French Connection.
All right, Popeye's here. Get your hands on your heads. Get off the bar and get on the wall. What's my name?
Popeye Doyle. If he
love
doesn't
that
like
scene.
you, he'll take you apart. And it's all perfectly legal.
Take you
because Doyle
apart.
fights dirty.
You want to take a ride there,
Yeah,
fat man?
fights dirty.
Plays rough.
Volume up a little bit.
Anybody want a milkshake?
Doyle is bad news, but he's a good cop.
We're going now. Bye.
Not really.
French Connection.
He's an okay
A
cop.
millionaire exporter with a record too clean to be true. And Doyle knows it.
I'm joking.
But he's been known to make mistakes.
Your hunches have backfired before, though.
He's a good cop, but he's been known to make mistakes.
This time, he can't afford to be wrong.
He's a good cop. He got played here, though.
He's a good cop, but he sucks at his job.
This trailer's really dark.
Hasn't gone down. I know it hasn't. I can feel it. I'm dead certain.
Last time you're dead certain we went with a dead cop.
Well, now he really doesn't sound like a good cop.
All right, nobody move. Put your hands in the air.
The stakeout.
Popeye, it's me. It's me.
The payoff. The chase.
Don't stop.
Chase.
Hey, Coke, you all right?
What the fuck?
Not sure what that.
I thought someone outside got connected for free.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but the French Connection that came out in 1970 Dickety-1, starring the late great Gene Hackman, a pair of NYPD detectives in the narcotics bureau stumble on
Bureau.
Thank you, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Narcotics Bureau stumble onto a heroin smuggling ring based in Marseilles. But stopping them and capturing their leaders proves an elusive goal. So this has definitely a very... I don't want to say... it's hard to... I was thinking about this today after watching the film that technically it is a car chase scene, but it's not chasing another car.
It's chasing a train.
It's chasing a train. So, is that, would that be categorized as a...
There's a car involved.
I mean, there is a car involved.
And it is chasing something.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so I was just thinking, I was like, well, I mean, it is it's a great chase scene. Is it a car chase scene?
I'll talk about that when it gets
It's
to my
not a car.
my
it's not car chase car May. It's car chase May.
car chase car May.
Well, you got me there.
Like I said, I'm not I don't want to be a dictator in the nomenclature of the car chase.
If it was a train chasing a car,
then
that's a car. That's a train car May. Train chase May.
Train chase May.
Train chase me, yeah.
But the car is being chased in that situation.
Yeah.
If it was a train chasing a jet ski, would be logistically strange.
Now you're being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I stream picked this movie as soon as the late great Gene Hackman.
You're like, thank God Gene Hackman died so I can watch this movie.
Yeah,
Same thing with the Pope and the Conclave.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't watch it before.
Yeah,
Only after.
Only after. But I really enjoyed this movie, very, very much. I enjoyed this movie, and so now we're here to talk about it. So
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get into some initial thoughts. Joseph, what did you think of The French Connection?
Well, this is my second time watching it. I watched it. I don't know if I talked about it.
I don't think so.
Because
I was surprised when you said last week that you already seen it last year or something.
I watched it.
Months ago,
What I thought was within the last like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like I had just watched it,
Mm-hmm.
but I went on my Letterboxd and I logged it over a year ago in March.
Interesting.
2024.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I feel like I literally just watched this movie because like it felt like I hadn't gone through summer and fall and like it
I do that sometimes.
It felt like way more recent than that.
Mm-hmm.
Brianna was giving me shit because I asked if we could watch My Cousin Vinny the other day. She's like, we just watched that. I'm like, I think it was a lot longer than that. And I looked it up and it was like a year and a half ago. She's like, I thought it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
It's that familiar.
I mean, yeah, it could be like you've thought about it frequently.
I also had a stroke between now and then, so I lost all my memory.
Oh, Jesus. You did?
So yeah, so it was like it was fresher in my brain than I thought it I thought it was, I guess. And I remember watching it, and I also really enjoyed it. I've also seen part of it as a kid because I have a distinct memory of the sniper scene.
Oh, okay.
In the park.
Yeah.
Like my dad watching it.
Yeah.
And like me, like not knowing what the movie is. I just remembered that specific scene, and for a while I got it confused with the conversation.
It makes sense. I watched it on Prime, and then immediately it went on to the conversation.
Because I've seen that movie as well, but during college, and I haven't seen it since. But French Connection, I thought was very good, and it felt like we were just watching two fucking guys who are cops,
Two bumbling fucks,
figure out a case, and being like being cops, being assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel like embellished at all. It didn't feel like like overly dramatic or anything. The most like intense part of it, if you want to call it, I don't know if intense is the right word, but is when Hackman or Doyle,
Popeye Doyle,
is tailing the guy on the train and acting like I'm not following you, and then the guy,
the bearded guy, Frog One.
Yeah, and the guy just like obviously he knows that he's being followed and just like toying with him, going in and out of the train.
One grape drink, please.
Yeah, one grape drink. And the ending, I when I first watched it, or like in the last year, and how it ends was very like abrupt and sort of mysterious. It has a sort of dramatic element to it because it's based on a real case, and they never caught the guy, so the ending would be anticlimactic, and having it being a mystery makes it a little bit more Hollywood in that instance, and a very pretty unconventional ending.
Really,
but especially by today's standards. I don't know about 70s standards, but I thought it was really interesting, and I was interested.
Nice.
Oh shit!
That was close.
Yeah,
it's closed.
Pete, what is your initial thoughts on The French Connection?
Okay, so I have to break my thoughts up into two components: the movie as a whole, and then the car chase.
Okay.
So
the car I forgot about the car chase.
You want to talk about your car chase? What you thought?
No, I mean, if we're just gonna talk about it later. So.
Okay. So I really enjoyed watching it. I'm probably 20, 30 minutes into the movie, really enjoying it. I got the same sort of vibe from Doyle, Popeye, as I did with Nick Nolte's character in 48 Hours. Like, I don't like him. He's a cop. He's racist. He roughs people up for no reason. He really, honestly, could be a much better person. And he's an alcoholic, and he's not particularly likable. He's got a track record of fucking up, and he's our hero. I'm like, why am I following this guy? So that part of it was a little bit hard to get over from the get-go. But Hackman is very likable. And none of it felt like it was a movie. It felt like I was watching like man on the street footage almost of these guys, you know. And I read through the trivia, and Friedkin did that on purpose. There's a couple of movies that inspired him to make sort of almost a documentary look to the movie.
Yeah, I did feel that.
And on top of it, I found out again through the trivia that the budget was only $2 million. So they weren't like, we're going to set this up. We got blocking, we got storyboarding, we got all this stuff. They would just show up on scene to whatever area they were going to shoot, and they figured it out right then. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like a ramshackle sort of run and gun production. And it feels like it through a lot of it. Some of it's to the benefit of the movie, and some of it's not to the benefit of the movie. Roy Scheider, always loved Roy Scheider. He's great in everything. He's great in Jaws, great in Blue Thunder, a weird helicopter movie from the 80s.
Yeah.
I just like him a lot. He's got a really relatable face, and he feels like somebody who exists in the real life, but is clearly a character.
Much like Luke Wilson.
Yeah, I guess. Your words, not mine.
You got the same nose.
And of course, Gene Hackman's just doing the most. He's great. Love him. But overall, when I got done with the movie, I thought this is a pretty well-made movie for the budget. And Hackman was not like an A-lister at the time. They wanted James. Who was it? They wanted a bigger named actor to play Popeye Doyle, and they said, "Oh, he's way out of our budget. We'll get Hackman instead." Mm-hmm. Think about saying that nowadays. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, now they resurrect him from the dead, but
Let's get Hackman. Well, he's dead.
10 years ago, they're like, "Let's get Hackman to play this Royal Tenenbaum."
Yeah.
This seems like punching way out of the league, for just about any movie. He's the dude. He's a fucking master. But back then he wasn't. So this was one of the things that gave him credence, and he got the Best Actor award for it, Academy Award for it.
Yeah.
And when it was all said and done, and I watched the movie, I enjoyed myself. I liked it. But I thought two things. I thought, this won Best Picture? And I could agree with Friedkin winning Best Director. I didn't feel like this didn't feel anything like a Best Picture to me.
Yeah.
There's not enough. I feel like there's not enough pathos there. There's not enough like weight to the story. They're trying to catch these drug bust or whatever, and then they don't. I mean, they kind of throw it off, and they find the drugs, and maybe they stop the actual drugs from coming in, but they don't really bust the guys. Half the people get off on technicalities, as they say in the final credits. Yep. So it didn't seem like a Best Picture winner.
You have Last Picture Show, French Connection, Clockwork Orange, Sunday, Bloody Sunday, Fiddler on the Roof, Clute, The Hospital, and Nicholas and Alexander.
Wow, Fiddler on the Roof.
Last Picture Show or Fiddler on the Roof should have won.
Yeah, I agree
easy.
with that.
Hindsight 2020, and I haven't seen all the other ones. I've heard Clute's pretty good, but anyways, I digress. So I thought that, and when I was all finished with it, and then I also thought I watched the chase scene with the elevated train and him driving that Ford Country Squire 4-door, and I was thinking, okay, there's got to be more. And then they kind of corner all the bad guys, and they have the cop cars come in when they're doing the bust out in the muddy sort of outskirts or whatever. And I thought, okay, now here's where the chase scene comes in. And then the movie's over. And I'm like, that was the chase scene. The one on the elevated train, that's the one that everybody's been talking about for fucking generations.
Yeah.
That's the game-changing chase scene. I didn't buy it. I didn't find it to be particularly compelling or particularly skillfully made or anything like that. So now I'm compelled. Like, I feel like I'm missing something, because if everybody says that this is the great chase scene, and I watch it and I'm like, man, it was cool. There's some cool stuff. They really crashed the car, and half of those scenes were just done with no permits and actual people, pedestrians on the streets and shit. Like actual people maybe dying. So sort of like the actual physical fear of maybe a person being hurt badly or dying in the movie, in the filming of the movie. Short of that, and the really cool low camera angle where they attach the camera to the front bumper of the car.
Yeah.
Short of those things, it didn't really move the needle for me. I had watched the original Italian Job, and they were doing so many fun things with those Mini Coopers.
Okay.
It was admittedly not a well choreographed chase scene in the Italian Job. It went on maybe a little bit too long, but they were doing really cool things with the cars, and I liked that. And then we watched, what did we watch last week? Ronin.
Yeah, Ronin.
Granted, 20 years later, whatever.
Yeah.
So is it 27 years later? 27, 28 years later. Something like that. So I know technology's advanced a lot, and if French Connection is what started all of that, then wonderful. It's the birthplace. It's like the Model T. I made that comparison in the past. The Model T was a great car back then. I don't want to drive one now. So maybe there's something to be said. Maybe I need to go back and watch the chase scenes before it. But I have seen Bullet. And Bullet came before French Connection. And Bullet has a fucking great chase scene through San Francisco. And it is skillfully driven. It has emotional impact. And this chase scene, the best thing that it has going for it is the interesting camera angles and the emotional weight of it. Because you really do feel Popeye Doyle like freaking out as he's letting this guy get away.
Yeah.
I like that. But it's basically just driving in a straight line. He's driving he's chasing a train.
Yeah.
The train has nowhere to go but the direction the train goes. It's not like, oh, we need to take a side street and he got over here, we lost him. We had to come out on the front of him and pin him in or whatever. None of that stuff. It's like the train's going from here to there. You know where it's going to go,
Right.
and I just need to get there in a straight line. I don't know. I was thinking that can't be it. It can't be the chase scene. There's got to be another chase scene here, and it wasn't.
There wasn't.
So when it was all that said and done, I was very
let down.
I was morose.
I had my dick in my hand.
I know, and it never got hard. I was morose.
I was being like edged the whole
Exactly.
time.
Exactly, Tyler. Edged. And I never came. So that's how I feel about this movie.
All right. Well, so this is my second viewing of the movie, and I think what I like about this movie is that it's pretty hollow when it comes to the ending. I think a lot of people will argue that they don't like the ending because nothing is resolved, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like about it, and that's an interesting fact that you pointed out, Pete, that it was filmed like a documentary style, because I did feel that on second viewing, I did feel that. And I think I enjoyed the French Connection more upon a second viewing. Yes, the main character is very unlikable. And Gene Hackman's performance definitely makes it to where you do not like him. And I don't know. I think there's like a certain grittiness and rawness to the way that this movie is filmed. And
I like that part.
It's not dramatic. There's no, and again, I'll just reiterate, like, it's a hollow ending because all of the bad guys get away, and then some get off on a technicality, or
The middle guy does like 4 years and that's it.
yeah, just 4 years
For $13 million worth of heroin.
Yeah. And I think what this movie is, what successful about the French Connection is that it really, for myself, it doesn't matter about the case that they're working. It's just really about character work. And so as far as the quote unquote car chase scene, which isn't really a car chase scene, it's just a car driving
It's
like
a car chase. He's chasing something.
Well, okay, yeah, you're right. I thought that was that put me on the edge of my seat because I feel like the way they filmed it really made you feel the intensity of catching up with the train. Yeah, he wasn't going through corners, or there was no really expert driving implicated or implemented into that whole chase scene. But for the movement of the plot, it really felt necessary to have him.
It was an emotional chase scene, that's for sure.
I mean, because essentially his job was on the line, because his reputation was being questioned. And I mean, in the end, he loses. Like, everyone loses in this movie. So I really like I really like that hollowness of like just unsuccessful solving of the situation in the movie. And I think it was a lot more impactful than it was upon first viewing. And I think Gene Hackman's acting chops was just really high caliber. So yeah, definitely first. Well, I guess for second first initial thoughts.
Second thoughts.
It was just a great film. And
can I ask you a question? Are you done with your initial thoughts?
Yes.
Why this movie? Because it's a car chase. May want to highlight the greatest of all the car chases.
Yeah. So
what implored you? What made you feel like this chase scene was deserved of?
Well,
this whole episode.
When I thought about the idea of a car chase movie, I'm not gonna jive you. I was really trying to find a movie in my head of a memorable car chase.
There's lists online for that sort of thing. You can pick one.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that's a bad thing to review. I'm just curious what. Like, I'm trying to see from your guys' perspective. If you loved the chase scene and you thought, "Wow, this really stuck with me."
Yeah, and that's
what was it that stuck with you to make you want to?
I guess it was the emotional impact on the plot of the movie of the car chase scene, because you feel the desperation of Popeye Doyle when he's chasing that train, because not only is he trying to get his guy, he's also trying to save his career. And I think the way it was filmed and the way that he emotes while he's in pursuit,
shouting,
while he's
get out of the way.
Yeah, while
Move.
he like just honking, just beep 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 beep, like just like the.
We've all been there.
Yes, so we have.
Did you like Nike how he slams his hand on the steering wheel and it beeps?
I've done that before.
I've noticed that in a lot of movies they'll do that where they like hit the steering wheel and it beeps, but that's not where the horn is. On those old cars, it was either a button on the side or it was a ring.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a
He's doing
different
both.
model.
Boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, 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 boop.
It was the first of its kind.
First of its kind.
But I mean, the reason why I chose this for Car Chase May was that that's out of all the car chase scenes I've seen in movies, that one really sticks out to me.
Really?
Yeah. Just because. Well, I mean, I'm not.
I'm not like. I don't want to diminish your feelings about that. I'm trying to see where you're coming from because I just can't see that.
I think it's just the rawness of it all. Like, it's the rawness of
Joseph. What about you? Did you particularly love that car chase scene?
Have not thought about it until
even like when we were watching the movie, it didn't even like land at all.
I mean,
it was not to say that. No,
okay.
I'm just saying the first time I watched it, I wasn't
back then.
I wasn't like, oh, this is a crazy car chase. But I'm not as into car chase scenes.
Yeah, that's not something you look for in a movie.
No. That's something I take away from movies, unless it's like I don't know, batshit crazy. I don't know what it would have to be though.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Unless like the nature of the movie, like a movie like Fury Road or Baby Driver, but that's like
it's all what
essential
the movie is about.
To the storyline, I guess.
Yeah, it did feel like just another scene in a movie.
Yeah,
in the movie that it didn't stand out to me as, wow, this is a game changer. So, and I'm faulting myself for that. You know, I'm going to say that I'm the problem with that.
You were spoiled.
Yeah, that I've been spoiled rotten on these chase scenes because I watched Baby Driver and I'm like, fuck, that's good driving. That is great driving. There's so many cool things in there, and it's like a dance with the cars.
Yeah,
and it's very modern style, Jim Cotta style driving in Baby Driver. And it's like a drunken madman just driving through a mall. Get out of the way!
Like
boop, 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 get out of the way!
That was a missed opportunity. I should have done the Blues Brothers.
Well, it's got a few votes in our Patreon for one.
Is that right?
Yeah, Blues Brothers does.
I mean, I personally, my favorite car chase scene is in Drive. With the
opening one, or
no, well, that one too,
or the one after the heist,
the one after the heist, yeah, after the
Chrysler 300
with the Chrysler and the Mustang, which the Chrysler 300 would smoke that Mustang, but
no, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
No,
the Chrysler 300 is a lot more powerful than a Mustang.
That's wrong.
That's not wrong. It wasn't even a 5.0 Mustang. It was just a regular standard Mustang that I drive today.
You drive your mom's car.
Why do you have to put that on?
You're the one that brought it up.
Anyways.
Where's your bandana, huh?
It's at home.
Okay.
I almost wore it.
It's hanging out the back of his pants.
I almost
to show people what crippy reps.
You see, I don't remember most of the chase scene from Drive.
What?
Like I remember there's like a slow motion sequence when like the girl's in the backseat, she's like that, and then the opening sequence.
Opening sequence I've seen in probably 20 times. I'll put it on sometimes, just watch that, and then turn the movie off.
Nice. I go on YouTube and watch movie clips all the time.
For a movie that is called Drive and has a character who's just the driver, there's not that many chase scenes in it.
No.
No.
For a movie called French Connection, there's not nearly enough.
There's only one French Connection.
There's only one French. Yeah, there's only one French
Get connected for free.
Now, what I will say about the chase scene, which I did take away from, was the very beginning of it. When he gets in the car, he steals that poor person's car.
Yeah. How am I going to get my car back?
And then is it
immediately crashes it?
Is it Gene Hackman who's fucking peeling out, going around the pillar?
Yeah.
Like that was impressive.
Yeah.
I like that. And then the camera, being on the front of the car where it looks like they T-boned a car. But they cut right before it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also a woman crossing the street.
Yeah.
So there was moments of it that like stick out to me. Like they totally wrecked one of these vehicles, if not
for sure
more than 5 of them.
The car that he ends up hitting him as he's going through the intersection, that wasn't supposed to happen. The timing was off the stunt driver, and he clipped the back of the Ford Squire, and so it wasn't supposed to get crashed. But if you look closely in one of the scene when he pulls up before he crashes that car, that poor guy's car, and he pulls up and he's like, oh, they're going to stop at this next stop. And he runs up the stairs. When he parks it, the camera just keeps out of view that car had been rear-ended in the past because the quarter panel's pushing in the rear door.
Oh, it is.
And you can see the gaps tight like this, but you can't see the back half of it. So they had to have like 3 or 4 of those same cars.
Yeah.
Because when he gets this hit from the side, the damage is not 100% matching of it. It's close, but not 100%.
Yeah.
But there's no rear-end collision on it. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. They had a couple different of that same car, and they fucking crashed it probably a bunch of times.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about this movie too is like, I feel like it's such an anomaly of a movie because the acting it's good and it isn't good. Like it's so paradoxical because when I'm watching this movie, it feels very cheesy, and very like a very stereotypical sort of bold detective movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, you think about it, well, they weren't really doing that at that time. So it's kind of a front runner.
What do you mean they were
Doing what?
at the time? Hard-boiled detective
Yeah,
movies?
like the hard-boiled.
Of course they were. They've been doing that since
Since noir.
I was going to say, the noir's evolved into that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. Shit. Well, disregard that opinion then.
I got a couple of trivia things.
Okay.
So the movie itself had a very small budget, and basically it was made because one of the studio executives offhandedly told William Friedkin, I got $2 million I'm going to spend on a project. You want to make a movie?
Could it be yours?
And he goes, I'll make a movie for under $2 million. He goes, okay,
yeah.
cool. And literally that's how it started. The guy who is Agent Moldering, who's like the guy who hates Popeye Doyle, who's sitting in the back talking shit about him the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey, you still keep your fucking gun in your boot? Yeah, you fucking loser. You got that guy killed, you piece of shit. That's that guy that's played by Bill Hickman, who is a stunt driver. He's a stunt driver in this movie. He's a stunt driver in Bullet. He also was a stunt driver in Rebel Without a Cause and a very close friend of James Dean.
Oh, really?
He was following James Dean on the night he died, and he was towing the trailer that Porsche Spider that he crashed into the tree and died in.
Yeah.
When he wasn't driving it, they would trailer it from place to place. It was like a high-end car. So he was driving the truck that was towing the empty trailer. Oh, man. Basically going to meet him at his next destination. And he passed him and basically found him dead.
Jeez.
Yeah. So he played that character. So in the scene where Gene Hackman is starting that chase, there's a couple of cuts, and it cuts back to him, Bill Hickman, driving that car. He kind of looks about the same build as Gene Hackman, maybe a little bit beefier. But yeah, he was a really interesting character. Also, a testament to how insane William Friedkin is. We mentioned on To Live and Die in L.A., Joseph's dream pick. he really got like the best counterfeiter they could in LA for the movie, and then Friedkin just took a bunch of the counterfeit money and started using it.
Yeah.
In the scene where he's testing the effectiveness of the heroin, it was real heroin.
No fucking way.
Yeah, William Friedkin says on the DVD commentary that instead of using like flour or cornstarch, they just use real heroin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, it was pure back then. I didn't have all that weird fentanyl stuff in it.
Baby laxatives.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think this movie it has such a raw feeling to it that you are immediately like drawn into the movie. It's not cinematic in any way. It's just
It looks like
And that's a good thing.
It looks like a real piece of shit.
It does though. That's the paradoxical thing. It's like the acting is good, but it isn't good.
But you said that like twice now. Can you just elaborate on that?
Before that, you said that like Gene Hackman was doing fantastic.
Yes.
And now he says acting is not good.
It's
Explain
what's Jason Alexander's pamphlet in Curb Your Enthusiasm? Acting without acting.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's acting without acting. Like it just feels.
So you seen that Gene Hackman just is that guy? A racist cop.
Yeah, I think Gene Hackman is
Careful what you say. Careful.
Was maybe allegedly, possibly a racist cop instead of a multimillionaire actor. Okay, fine.
In the trivia, it actually specifically says that Hackman had a really hard time playing Popeye Doyle because he hated using those derogatory, phrases.
Oh, he did.
Hated treating the minorities like that. So between takes, William Friedkin would basically try to piss him off so he would get angry. And Hackman almost walked off set a few times. They had to basically pull legal on him and say, you're contractually obligated to finish this movie. And he would when he was
aggressive directing.
Yeah, there you go. Hackman, during some of his takes, Friedkin would just be crossing his arms, shaking his head, like rolling his eyes, like, look at this fucking guy. Can't even act his way out of a paper bag. And he would just piss Hackman off so much.
Well, he pulled a good performance out of him.
He did. The main bad guy, played by Fernando Rey, he was the Frenchman. Mm-hmm. He was the French Connection.
Yeah.
He was a mistake in casting.
Mistake.
Yeah, so there was a movie called
The wrong kid died.
Belle de Jour from 1967, and Friedkin wanted him, so he told his casting director to go get him.
Go get him.
And he hired him blind, and when he arrived at the airport, Fernando Rey and William Friedkin met, and Friedkin realized that's not the right actor. He got somebody else from that movie on accident. So he was looking for a guy named Francisco Rabal, not Fernando Rey. And he basically said, what the fuck? And he almost fired the casting director. And then he almost fired Fernando Rey when he realized that he didn't speak French because he's Spanish.
William Friedkin, when he sees him, he's like,
you fool! That Fernando Rey! And
that's Fernando.
So then he was gonna fire Fernando Rey, but then he realized that the original guy he wanted, Francisco Rabal, wasn't available, and he also didn't speak any English.
Oh.
So he couldn't be in it anyways.
Okay.
And it's, again, just the insanity of William Friedkin. He's like, hey, give me that guy.
Yeah.
Do you want to interview him? No, it's fine. The guy doesn't speak English.
Get him.
Get him. I don't care.
Get him.
This is pre 9/11.
Yeah.
And in one of the scenes, you can actually see the World Trade Centers being built.
Oh, I did
really?
I did recognize that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We do have an eye for
It looked like they
towers.
did on 2001.
Yeah.
It was in reverse.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Let's see here. In 2009, for the Blu-ray release, William Friedkin personally altered the film's color tinting to give it a much colder look, which is probably what our trailer looked like.
Huh.
Okay.
The original cinematographer, Owen Roisman, he was incensed, and he called the new transfer atrocious. That trailer looked pretty bad, if that's what it was. The bar where Popeye Doyle busts all the dudes and makes the milkshake.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
in today, modern day, that bar is a Popeye's Chicken. And Popeye's Chicken founder created the name of Popeye after the character of Popeye Doyle.
That seems weird.
That's why it's trivia.
But I mean, I'm saddened that it's not a bar anymore and it's a fast food
We
restaurant.
need more bars.
We need more. That bar was.
We need more bars.
That I don't sound like that. But that bar was.
It's uncanny.
We need more seedy bars like that. I feel like we don't have
more
enough.
mid movies and shitty bars.
I've never heard the word seedy used as a compliment.
We need a bar that looks like you can get hepatitis by riding the tractor.
We need more seedy bars. That's what this world needs. Seedy bars.
I mean, like, think about it. Like,
oh, this bit again.
What bit? There's no bit, Tyler.
Oh. Okay, so Heather says that her favorite bit of trivia is about the bribery. Let me see here. I have it.
Oh.
So Friedkin needed approval from the New York Transit Authority, which he did not get for almost any of it. And he laid out exactly what he needed, to which the Transit Authority employee responded, well, if I'm going to approve this, I need $40,000 and a one-way ticket to Jamaica. Friedkin said, why is that? He goes, well, when your picture comes out, I'm going to be fired on the spot. And the producers complied with his request. They paid him $40,000 and a one-way ticket
to Jamaica.
And when the movie came out, he was fired, and he did flee the country. Current whereabouts unknown.
Holy shit!
Again, the insanity of William Friedkin.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. He's like the punk rock of 70s filmmaking.
Let's see. There's another interesting trivia fact about. Okay, here we go. So the main car chase scene was filmed without proper permits from the city.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the NYPD tactical force helped control traffic, but most of the control was achieved by the assistant directors with the help of a lot of off-duty NYPD officers, because they did have a lot of officers helping them with production.
They were very passionate about this movie.
Well, it was based off a book that was written by former detectives.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically just, it's like almost like a memoir of their own stories or whatever. So the assistant director cleared traffic approximately 5 blocks in either direction of the chase scene. But permission was only given to control traffic signals on those streets when they ran the chase. Many instances, though, they illegally continued the chase into sections where no traffic control was done. They had to evade real traffic and real pedestrians. Many of the near collisions of the movie were planned and not real, or were very real and not planned.
Nice.
The flashing police lights were placed on top of the car, the drive car, to warn bystanders. A camera was mounted on the car's front bumper for the shots from the car's POV, and Hackman did some of the driving, but most of the extremely dangerous stunts were done by Bill Hickman, which I mentioned before.
Yeah.
But Friedkin was the one in the back seat filming. He decided to do that himself instead of the other camera operators because they all had wives and children, and he did not. He was afraid that something might go down, and he was not even strapped in the back, just floating around in there with no seatbelt.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, this makes me, even knowing this trivia makes me like this movie even more. I don't know. Yes, he endangered people's lives. But
what's worse, that or killing the cow and Come and See?
I did not like that. I did not like the cow being obliterated in Come and See. It's funny. I encourage every classmate to go back to that episode and hear my shock about that fact.
When you find out the cow actually died.
Just listen to me.
Yeah, like no, Joseph. I remember you, Joseph. You told me, you're like, that cow actually died, and I was mouth agape, like, what?
And that child actor was actually tormented.
Yeah,
but that's neither here nor there.
Years of therapy.
Great movie though.
Yeah.
Good movie though.
It's a memorable movie, as well as The French Connection. I mean, I think that what I really got out of The French Connection it wasn't the story, because the story is pretty skim milk, or what?
Water milk,
skim milk. What's going on a shirt?
The story doesn't matter. Really, the story, like, for myself, I'm speaking for myself, it did not matter to me.
Can you speak for me?
No, I cannot.
Please.
I don't even know what I would say.
Just pretend.
Yeah, pretend you're me for a second. How'd you like the car chasing, Pete?
Oh, well, it had like the Ford Esquire getting damaged, and but
did you like it?
I loved it. There was great maneuvers, and I mean, I just like the movie because of its raw grittiness feeling. And I was in. It's interestingly enough, like when I watching it a second time, I already knew like what I was getting into, like plot wise. I still didn't care for the plot. I just was really in it for the characters and just kind of the how do I say this without sounding like an idiot? It's more of a. It's like when you see a really good photograph.
Okay.
And I really don't want to sound like an idiot, but you know what?
Come on, we're not gonna know what you mean.
It's like seeing a series of photographs that are very interesting to look at, and you don't have to know the context, but you like what you're seeing. So and I know that's what a movie is because it's a series of photographs. I don't know how much more I can explain it. It's just, yeah.
You just like the vibe.
I just like the vibe of it all.
Just say that.
Yeah. I just like the vibe. Like it's it's a very, very good Saturday morning movie. It doesn't even feel that long either. It's
only hour 47 minutes or something.
Yeah, hour 45, and the ending.
Excuse me.
And the ending.
You know, on Paramount, I think it's Paramount. Mm-hmm. One of the streaming services, we were looking for a movie last night, me and Brianna, and they give you the length of the movie in seconds as well.
In seconds.
It's like 1 hour, 46 minutes, 12 seconds. I'm like, well, that's just too much.
12 seconds?
12 seconds.
And 12 seconds?
Yeah.
I could have done 6.
I know. 1 minute, 47, or 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 8 seconds. Now we're talking.
I got to go to bed.
4 seconds ago.
What was your overall satisfaction with the ending?
Terrible. Hated it.
Oh.
He kills the other police officer and then just moves on.
Yeah.
He shoots Rigetti or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Moldoni.
Yeah, Moldoni or whatever.
Molding?
It's
yeah, I was looking into that.
Moldering.
Moldering.
Moldering. He shoots him.
Yeah.
Dead like 12 times.
Yeah, he did.
Unloads into him.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy Scheider's like, you shot Molderig. And he's like, I know that motherfucker's in here. That's it.
Yeah,
and they leave it. And then there's
no remorse.
And the movie's over after that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Weird ending.
It's what I've learned is because the case was unsolved and the perps got away after that. Like and then we get the factoids at the end.
The factoids.
It's like that's the ending because like otherwise it would have just been anticlimactic in another way.
Sure.
But he leaves and then you hear a gunshot.
Yes.
Which can be interpreted as like he's firing at him and he misses.
Yeah.
Or, and this is a theory that I read.
Okay.
Thanks to our friend Reddit. Because of the character of Doyle being like this guy who's like an alcoholic, he got a partner killed pre this like the story that we're seeing.
Yeah,
and so he's dealing with that via alcoholism and the racism.
He's really racist.
And what this theory says is that because he's realized that he's killed a federal agent. And now...
Oh, he kills himself?
He kills himself.
I kind of thought that
and
too,
that's
but...
what the gunshot is.
They would have said something.
I've never heard of that.
Well, I mean... you just watched the movie, like, last week.
Okay.
Or like 2 weeks ago.
All right.
It was more than 2 weeks ago.
6 weeks.
So that's, like, one aspect. I mean, it's just based on a true story, so I don't know if that guy actually killed himself or not. If he wrote a book, then...
How they make French Connection do?
I don't know if he...
Oh, yeah, I forgot there was a sequel.
Back in action.
But yeah, that's just one aspect or one theory about, or one, I guess could be fan fiction, that he goes, the cinematic part of it is that.
I would have liked that ending.
Well, if they didn't make a sequel, yeah, that would be interesting.
He kills himself because he killed a federal agent and he's become obviously very, very obsessed with this case.
Yeah.
He sees the guy get on a plane and fly away and he's like, no!
Yeah.
Kills himself.
But would the character of Doyle feel enough guilt to actually go through with it?
Maybe he was drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming he was through most of the movie.
Probably.
Yeah, and you think there's going to be a wrap up because they kind of corner them, and he does the wave thing back at him, and it's like, yeah, you got me type of thing. But
I like how the police also were like, give up, the place is surrounded, and they all run away, and half of them get away.
Yeah,
and you're like,
well,
did they really surround? I know. So one of my biggest problems about the way that the acting and the writing and everything was like, they felt like children, like pretending to be cops through most of it. Like
that's a really good
when they're tailing the dirty car.
Yeah,
the Lincoln Mark 8, the brown one. They find the schmutz in the rockers.
Yeah, which is ridiculous, by the way.
It's a good spot. I thought it was a good spot. Because they had to actually use the air chisel to get it off.
Yeah,
which was like, that's good. That's
good.
Them
taking a car away, car apart.
Yeah, but before that happens, when they're tailing in, they see it parked and they're like waiting, and the guys come up in the 61 Ford Galaxy, and they bust them right there. They didn't even get to see, they should have waited one more minute to let him get in the car. Like, what you couldn't even, no shit, everybody got off on a technicality. These fucking cops suck.
Yeah.
They get off, like, we're just going to boost the hubcaps. These fucking idiot detectives. They swat the guys, and all they're trying to do is, break into the car. Yeah. Wait till you have the evidence, my guy. Wait till they turn the car on and start to drive away, then lock them in with the car.
Well, it was in 1970s, so I don't know.
That's how every encounter went. He goes into the bar where he makes the milkshake, and immediately he's you can't even hear what they're saying. He's shouting so much.
Yeah,
they're talking on top of each other. You can't even how could you comply even if you wanted to?
Yeah, they
suck at their job. Is what I'm saying.
It also it doesn't seem like they're trying to make them look like they're good cops, good at their job cops. Almost like that's the point, that they're bad at their job.
And I can respect that. And I think that Friedkin probably leaned into that a little bit more than maybe the book did.
Yeah, I mean, that's the...
By the way, he didn't read the book. He says it was pretentious and heavy.
Yeah.
He said, nah, I ain't reading that shit.
I think I would be really good friends with this guy. Yeah, I mean, I think that was the whole point of the movie, was that these cops that had their jobs on the line, and
That's the point.
Popeye Doyle stumbles upon this case, which could make or break his career. This is the last case that he could do while being on the Narcotics Bureau. And that's why he becomes obsessed, because he's trying to save his reputation, his career. And in the end, he biffs it. I mean, because you see in the epilogue that
shitty cop is shitty again. Makes the front page.
Him and his partner get transferred to another department. And I think I've seen the French Connection 2. I don't remember it too well.
You've seen the second one?
Yeah.
Why?
He stream picked it.
Yeah.
Same time as French Connection 1.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I saw the French Connection 2. I can't remember what department they go, but he gets hot on the case again. And but
the same case?
No, it's a different case.
It's a different one. But he more or less has the same obsession that he did with his first case. And the French Connection 2 is a little bit more structured than the first one. The first one seems really raw, and then the second one is more structured.
Originally, it was supposed to be Charles Bronson and William Shatner.
Guess who directed French Connection 2? The guy who directed Ronin. John Frankenheimer.
John Frankenheimer. Wow, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a better car chase scene in French Connection 2?
Fuck. I ain't watching it.
I feel like there is one, but not as memorable as the first one. Yeah. So, I mean, do we have anything more to say about it? Or
Let's grade it.
Okay, perfect. Joseph, what would you give French Connection?
Like an A-.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like an A-. I don't think I'll watch it again.
Oh, really?
Ever in my life. Really?
Ever in your life?
I can't imagine a time where I would either.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it twice now. I think that's enough.
Okay. A- from Joseph. Pete, what would you give French Connection 1?
French Connection 1? I don't know that one.
French Connection.
I know French Connection.
Part 1.
Oh, part 1, series 1, episode 1.
Yes.
Addendum 1. The prequel. You know what? I like that this movie exists, and I fucking love it for a Friedkin movie, but it's like a B, maybe even a B minus.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll say B. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I didn't. Yay! It's a B. I was looking. Oh, maybe I set myself up for failure because I was looking for so much more, and goddamn it, that car chase scene disappointed me.
Yeah,
Well, when you expect it to be,
I know.
it's car chase May.
I've been told, like, this is the pinnacle. This is the new standard. And I even read in the trivia, it's like it was considered to be, at the time, the best car chase scene on set to film.
Since 1970.
Previously, held the title by Bullet. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, it's got to be Bullet plus 1. And this was like Bullet minus 3.
Mm.
Yeah. Godzilla minus 1. So anyways, B for me.
All right.
Barely a B.
I'm going to have to piggyback on Joseph with this one. A minus for myself. And you know what? I agree with you, Pete, as far as being disappointed with the car chase scene.
Now you're disappointed?
Well, I mean, I
thought you loved it.
I do love it, but
Don't listen to me. I'm wrong here.
This is the whole point about discussion.
You know what, Pete? You're right. This car chase scene sucks.
I did not.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
I did. You know,
Can I get the right answer, please? It sucks.
I don't think it sucks, but after the context of this conversation, I think that there is more to be desired, especially with it being hyped up as it is. I don't think it's bad, but I think that it's a little overhyped. And I remember watching it when I watched it the first time, I remember being a little bit in awe of it. I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. It felt very raw and gritty. Loved it. But upon second viewing...
You're pitching a tent when you gave your review the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But not about the car chasing.
Mm-hmm.
About the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was thinking about Roman Polanski.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean... So anyways, well, that's French Connection.
That's it. We got connected for free.
Yes. I am glad
What's
that
next?
we were able... well, next is the next movie, so that would be... Joseph's
What's your movie again? Yeah! It's called The Driver?
It's called The Driver. Although I won't be here next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
What? Why?
So we're going to do Joseph's movie without him.
We should have done my movie this weekend.
We should have, honestly. Wait, what's do we have 5 Saturdays in May?
Yes, we do.
Hey, you want to take next weekend off?
We can.
Okay. Maybe me and Tyler can just do like a mini episode or something. We can go record on the streets.
You can talk about how bad Last of Us is.
Yeah, we can do that. I don't hate it as much as everybody else, but it's definitely not as good as the first season or the game. I'm gonna be a dad.
Proceeds to
furiously
fingering and
I'm gonna dial you like a rotary phone.
Yeah.
Finger licking good.
I'll be your puppet.
I have not watched that episode. Is it really that gratuitous?
Yes.
Nah, it's not that bad.
Just
yeah, it is. It is. I had to rewind it a few times.
Oh, fuck.
You know they're both supposed to be like 16, right?
What?
I think Ellie's 19. Well, in the game, she's 19.
Barely.
Oh.
I don't know, but they both look like they should be on the Disney Channel.
Yeah, no, for real. The one's Dora.
Yeah, Dora the Explorer.
Yeah.
Now
You're rubbing one out to Dora?
And now she's in the new season of Peacemaker.
Oh, is she?
She is?
I love Peacemaker.
Man, she is having a comeuppance.
So, a comeuppance. So,
what?
First of all, The Driver's not even streaming anywhere. How are we going to find this? You can't even rent it.
You can't even rent it?
Really?
Pick a different one.
Maybe I will. Why don't we fucking watch Bullet?
We could watch Bullet.
Let's do it.
Why don't you fucking watch that piece of shit? Oh, it's interesting. The Driver is an adaptation of La Samurai.
Oh, no shit. Didn't like that movie.
Let's watch The Samurai.
I blind bought it on Criterion and thinking, that's what movie people like, the Les Samurai. I've heard it's good.
That's what people like.
And Angry Otter, Michael in the chat says, takeaway is that you don't like French or Italians.
Who's that directed to?
And Les Samurai is French and I don't like it. Everybody says you're supposed to like it. I don't like it. Maybe I don't like French.
It's a detective movie, right?
It's an assassin.
Crime noir.
It's like an assassin movie.
Oh.
You know what would be really...
I couldn't get on the wavelength.
Yeah.
I was like, what are they speaking? French? Oh,
What is this language?
these frog-eating, baguette-toting bastards.
Welcome to Ultra Hell.
Heather agrees that the French Connection is no Bullet. So,
Yeah.
are you going to pull an audible? Or are we going to watch Bullet?
I mean,
You don't have to. You don't even have to pick right now. We got a whole 2 weeks.
Yeah,
no,
you got
but
one, too.
is it really not streaming anywhere?
It isn't.
I can't find it. I mean, we could probably internetarchives.org.
Yeah, it's not available for streaming. It's crazy.
Bullet.
Let's give it a week. We'll figure it out because next
All
week
right.
it'll just be me and you, Tyler, and we'll do something fun.
Yeah.
We'll like slap skins or something.
Yum. Oh, fuck.
It's gonna be like the old days, recorded back to back.
Oh, yeah. Back to the... God.
Before we go, I want to mention that the Patreon right now, the votes are open for what the fourth movie is of the month. And let's see what we have so far. We have 13 comments.
Okay.
Which is awesome.
Thank you.
Patreon
members.
What's Up, Doc from Heather.
Okay.
An amazing humorous car chase, which is a parody of the bullet chase scene. You can see the damage they did to the steps, and I can personally confirm, I believe the car choreographer for that went on to do Dukes of Hazzard. Heather also says Bullet. Joel says Baby Driver. My Aunt Linda says the Blues Brothers. Chris Geiger says OJ Made in America. Joe Bridges says Death Proof or The Raid 2.
Okay.
So got a lot of options on here, but really no reactions to any of these.
Well,
I consider a reaction like a co-opted vote. So right now we have like 8 options.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'll put a poll out there and just have everybody vote.
Yeah.
So anyways, and then also this week I am going to do the ask Heather if she wants to engage the cool ass yard duties to figure out what the topic's going to be. Well, next week we'll have kind of an off week, a hybrid week.
Yeah.
Week after that, Joseph will be back and we'll do the driver or whatever you choose.
Yeah.
And the week after that will be the Patreon pick. Then we spin the wheel for whatever June's going to be.
Yep.
And I do have a Saturday off in June. I'll be in Canada.
Fun.
Yeah.
I'll be gone a week at the end of May too.
Our 51st
May?
state.
Yeah.
So you're going to be off on the Patreon week?
Last Saturday.
It must be nice. It must be nice to having all these vacations and days off.
May 31st.
You have days off too. You just don't do anything with them.
No, I do not.
May 31st. Yeah, that's a Patreon week.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to. I don't have to.
Angry Otter says Kung Fu Hustle.
Is there a car chase sequence?
I don't remember.
There's not a car chase sequence in that.
Kung Fu Hustle?
I don't know. Maybe there is.
I haven't seen that movie in years. No.
Oh wait, there's a train. There's
a train
There's a
sequence?
train sort of car, another car chase train, but I don't remember it that much.
Train Chase May.
Yeah,
All right.
it's turning into Train Chase May. Yeah.
All right. So anything else before we sign off?
I think that's it.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't say it like that.
The lady in curlers.
Why do you always
chases
assume I'm
after the
making
truck.
fun of you?
Because I'm narcissistic.
That's true.
Hey, what do you mean by that? That's almost like you're talking about me about that. So, anyways, thank you to the cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That is Javier, Heather, Michael, and Chris. And Heather's going to be getting something set up so that her and the other 3 cool ass yard duties can make a decision about what we're going to watch.
Thank you, Heather.
Yes, thank you, Heather. If you want to support us on the Patreon, you could do so. Patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass, or just go on the YouTube channel and watch us there. That's the only way of supporting as well. So until next time. Thank you for joining us as we gab and chatter. We talk French Connection. And Joseph talks some shit to us in the trivia. Yeah! Follow us next week as me and Tyler do a hybrid episode. We'll figure out what that is later. Should be a fun time. Or just watch along and give us your own streaming picks. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class.
And on TikTok, Middle Class Film Class, and on Twitter at Podcast MCFC.
All right, see you next time.
See ya.
See ya. He's a good cop, but he sucks at his job.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later. That's a wrap.
Great show.